And we on live, just so you know. So
Oh,
go with it. It don't matter. We on the live that you can talk on. So.
okay. Remember, like we probably don't, but it was months back when you was giving a read and I kept saying that I don't know what's going on, but whoever did it, it just woke me up. They kept waking me up, like something. I felt like something had happened because when I had first started my spiritual awakening, um, it was like I can't describe it. It was like a something like snap or something, and I was able to like. That's when I was able to see so many things for some reason. But I remember how something happened, and I remember you kept saying in your read, like when I first got there, you kept saying in your reading saying how somebody kept saying, "Why is she still here? Why is she still here?" So I wonder if whoever is monitoring, which honestly I think they monitoring because I told you like the other day how I had discovered about my earbud. I guess people can hack through Bluetooth and stuff. But I wonder if something was about to happen because so much information was coming out at the time. Somebody had to stop. Like everything had to just stop at the time.
Well, it has been a lot of shit.
And then now everybody's being positioned back up again.
They doing what?
Now everybody's being positioned back up. But I mean, this might sound crazy, but I think it's a combination of not only science but also spiritual warfare that's going on.
Well, we totally know we're in spiritual warfare or under spiritual warfare. That's a thing.
But it's, I think it's on a whole nother level though. Like, it's gotten to a point where it's really because it's like this year, I've noticed that it's a lot of people that's been awakened too.
It's called the Great Awakening. It's already been prophesied. That also means, like, when you say science be doing shit, because I think that one of the things is science, like you said.
Yeah.
But, as you know, every time they target us, guess what happens?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just wakes up people anyway with their gifts or whatever. Unfortunately, some people go crazy, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to do it, and let's be real, the spiritual community is not like a friendly, like, hey, come on in, let me show you what to do and stuff kind of situation. No, because you pretty much like figure it out.
I mean, because that is the way. Because it's literally like nobody's journey is the same. Everybody's journey is different. So, but if it's a thing that's happening that is, we're being targeted, then that would mean I wasn't wrong in the way I got here and helping. I mean, because that is how I got here. Because remember, I said I had stuff to lose. And so I know there was more people, because my channel is not full of people who are bums, spiritual, we just outside doing whatever the fuck and not judging nobody.
Right.
But my channel is full of people who are professional people. And I know that for a fact by getting to know y'all. You see what I'm saying? You are another person. I'm always telling somebody how smart you are. You're not a stupid individual, so you wouldn't just choose to fuck up your life and your household.
That's why it just follows me, all the stuff that I've been doing. Like, I've been like, what the heck? This is not something that I normally would do.
Well, that's the thing with me. It's not something I would choose to, like, let me fuck up my whole entire life and, like, the whole shit was weird. That's it, that's all.
Yeah, it is.
And why did it happen to so many people at the same damn time? Like, that's crazy that it happened to numerous amounts of people and nobody knows what happened or anything. Why did it happen at the same time?
We got in a society where people don't ask questions because, and a lot of people don't ask questions because, okay, let me just put it like this. And I hate to go down, but we gotta go down.
I mean, we here.
Basically, when they pass these laws and policies, even the local laws, and they try to blanket with, oh, the minorities, it's not really helping everybody. These laws are actually designed and structured in a way to systematically attack people. For instance, you might have funding for schools, but all that funding is not going to go to all schools. Or you might have funding for welfare, but guess what? How do you get welfare when you got cost of living and they approve by cost of living before taxes or expenses, not after taxes and expenses? So it provides these disadvantages that people don't have no time to really think or pay attention. That's why I tell people all the time, the information is literally out there. They don't even hide it no more. But people are so distracted because of how the system is structured. They don't have no choice but to worry about their own. And then a lot of people they have their back against the wall that they end up doing desperate stuff to just make ends meet, making hard choices that they should not have to make, which is really crazy. But I know it sounds like, well, whatever, but it's a big thing. We can't think like that because that's why they fighting for those positions of power right now. Because they're able to basically create chaos and distraction and division in the whole world. And a lot of people don't really think about that. A lot of people don't think like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't really for me. This is benefiting something else. So they're not even following the money if that is the case, or where the money is being allocated right.
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, why don't people just be like, we don't need the money system.
Well,
We don't have to have a money system. This system is designed from racist people from way back when who had the privilege and the power, and it's constructed from their point of view. We don't have to have this whole system. We're living in peace right now. We don't have true liberation. Everybody's talking about, oh, we want to have liberation, but nobody's willing to really make those the tough things that people need to talk about and really come together and really ask the real hard questions like, why is it like this? We should not have that kind of income that we have in America or even outside these borders in the world, period. We got a lot of minorities in the whole world, and yet that's actually more than a particular race. I didn't want to go there, but we there.
we there.
And yet, a particular race is controlling everything. That's a problem. We just gotta take our own power back. But it goes back to being the condition of the mind, the infiltration tactics with the religious schemes going on, with the how they got the policy with the food, with having shelter. I mean, the list goes on and on about how these people are very sophisticated and smart, and unless people really want to wise up and stop fighting for these petty things that people talking about, we're going to be on this road of destruction that they won't, which is crazy because these people won't want to live in chaos like this.
I think we already on the road. We already walking. We already walking down the road.
That's what I'm saying. They want to have this chaos, which is weird. Like it's so crazy. But then but that's why I also say that it gets real deeper because a lot of people think that, oh well,
What you mean by that? What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
I mean, so a long time ago, America used to have barbecues. I told you about. Basically, it would be like a whole fair, and everybody would be involved. Like, you know how the state fairs are, or festivals and everything, how everybody come out. That's what they have for that barbecue. Have kids helping and everything. But the main attraction wasn't rides. It was literally barbecuing and torching black people.
Dina, forgive me. You said, hold on. You said a long time ago. What happened? Forgive me.
They were, I hate talking like this.
What?
But a long time ago, America had these American barbecues. I don't know if you remember, but that when I was telling you about it, but it was basically like, you know how you have a state fair or a festival and all that? How you go to the state fair for your state or a festival? You ever been to those before?
Yeah. Well, ours is called the Delaware State Fair.
Right. It's a lot of people out there. We got it here too.
I think everybody has a state fair, though. I think everybody has a state fair where they used to travel.
Right. But instead of it being like rides and attraction, they'll literally have round up black people, barbecued and tortured. And afterward, they'll pray and everything like it was okay. And said that was all God. So,
Well, people do a lot of things in God's name.
I think they got up. That's something that you're not going to see in the history books unless you actually research it and stuff.
Well, where can the people find that? Where can the people find that at? This listen.
Micah Harriot's book is an excellent book that touches on all that. Let me see what's this called. Oh, Black AF History.
Oh, I got that on my in my Audible.
I got a hard copy and I got an Audible. When I said I read that whole book, that book was so.
So where did he find? Because I actually haven't listened to a lot of the audiobook yet. Where did he find a lot of his history from though?
Well, I mean, it's from different databases and journals, and then I'm sure that he went to, did footwork for some of the research too. But then also, he also intertwined his family too, because his family goes back generations.
Mm-hmm.
For the Gullah Geechee community, which was pretty fascinating how he was able to tie all that in.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really, really, really good. But yeah, you can just go on any kind of journals or databases and look it up.
Because I just be wondering sometimes that just to make sure that it's documented by us and not, his story.
No, I always
not him in particular, but
yeah.
You know how it goes.
I don't just fall for everybody's word. I actually just research myself too, because I'm like, oh wow, let me just go ahead and look that up. And I just start typing in something, and I go to another database, or I go to a school that have a publishing of it or something like that. That actually bring up the information. So I encourage everybody, you just don't want to read anything at face value, and that's just like the Bible too.
I mean, it's every fucking thing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Anything, you don't want to read anything with face value. You always want to do your own due diligence and research, because at the end of the day, people can just be telling you anything, and then you got to make up your own decisions and make up your own opinion, because it might not even resonate the same.
Right.
The way it resonates with me too. So
right.
So that's why I always tell people, do your research. I give the information out there, but you do your research. Just like I was telling people years ago about that doggone water. It's going out there, but
What about the water?
How they put, I told you how they put antibiotics up in there and all that stuff.
Oh, definitely something's wrong with the water.
That's
Like, everybody is fucking dehydrated right now. How are you dehydrated drinking water?
Think about what I just said. Antibiotics. We've been having extreme cases lately in the last few years of people not able to take antibiotics because they have too much in their system. Yes,
That don't even make
that's a
sense.
problem. That's a problem. And it gives them, let me.
So what was you talking about what was you talking about?
Antibiotic resistance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, that's what's been going on for the last couple of years, and a lot of people are questioning about that too. Like, that's a problem. Like, that's like, why are we having antibiotic resistance if you're not taking antibiotics?
Because you know certain things, Dina, it sounds like when they say it, it probably just goes over a lot of people's head because literally, like, I know I'm not taking antibiotics, like you said, antibiotics, so why the fuck would I be antibiotic resistant? But guess what? I'm also a person who don't really take drugs for anything. Because I don't trust them.
You should question it though, right?
I feel like you should.
Wait a minute. Why am I being diagnosed with antibiotic resistance bacteria when I don't have that don't make no sense, you know?
Well,
keep questioning. If somebody's blocking you from having those questions, I'll be looking at them crazy like, why you don't want me to answer this, or why you not trying to give me the information?
mm-hmm.
What's really going on? You know, even God says, question everything.
Yep. But to hear people tell it, you know, people will say, "Who are you to question God?" But God said, "Ask the question."
Right. Because we're not dealing with the flesh, people. We're dealing with things that's out of our control that we cannot visibly see. And if you don't even have that question, you're not even gonna be able to use your intuition or use your discernment right either. That's another thing.
But a lot of people, they're hoping to block your intuition and your discernment anyway, so that's a real thing too.
Yeah, that is a very much real thing, and I'm not surprised by it. I mean, I don't underestimate the intelligence of the human mind, period. People could be like, oh, that's not right. That's impossible, and all that. They can't do that. But that's very much possible.
Definitely very much possible.
If they can affect anybody, let's just say it's very much possible.
Yeah, it's very much possible. I mean, because just like I just was talking about online, when I said them sending thoughts to people, that's very much possible as well. That's already been being done.
Yeah, it's already been studied in thermodynamics and all that stuff. That's why I say you can't discount science and God, because God is science at the end of the day. It's just that we just don't understand it. You know, you want to call it magic or whatever. But that's all God right there. That's gifted us that information. It's just that these people are using that information
Against us.
Yes, very much in nefarious ways. That's just causing chaos. Get from over there.
I miss you too, alright.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Cause shut up, please.
But I don't feel like you're wrong. But also, what we was just talking about on the other channel was the delusion. What you feel about that?
I feel like
Mass hysteria.
That's a very real thing. That's a very much real thing. You know, that's what I was telling you, like some of these chemicals that they have actually messes with the brain and make people think certain things when it's not there.
And then you know they're gonna call that mental illness.
Right. If you don't have control of your mind, you can used to walking with let's be real, their ego. They think they running the show. Oh, you don't need to tell me nothing. Oh, well, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing.
You do know, ego is your self-esteem. I keep having the whole thing with that.
There's nothing wrong with having a self-esteem, but you also gotta know that.
I think arrogance is the high inflated self-esteem. Arrogance is a thing.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you need some ego. You need to get up. You need to be motivated. You need to be able to be proud about yourself. That's something that's real. You need
Right.
some ego. And let's be also clear, like, there's no values that's really bad when you start to look deep into it. It's just that the extreme of it, people just take things to extreme.
Damn right.
That's when things go left. But all values are really the same. All good. It's just that people just take it to a whole nother level. There's no moderation in it. And that's just the human nature, I guess.
That's a thing.
So
That's totally a real fucking thing.
yeah. But yeah, I agree, like, but we got to a point where now the people are just really so angry and mad or just so stuck in their ways that, or have these strong convictions that they don't want to seek the truth.
I mean, because sometimes the truth hurts, Gina.
And unfortunately, that's how they get played on themselves too. You playing yourself.
Yep.
Because you basically feed into what they want you to do so that something else can happen on what they're really trying to get you for.
It's called mental slavery.
Right.
Don't think for yourself. Let me think for you. Let me tell you what to do because I put it in a box already. I already told you what to do. You don't need to think for yourself. Because why do you need to do that? That's a weird thing.
Very much weird.
But people don't get that.
Very much.
You will be rebellious because you think for yourself. You want to think for yourself. Like, man, why would you want to do such a thing? We already gave you everything you need to think about.
Right. And that's the thing, though, that, people don't realize that. That's why I say that, your mind is running the show. You're not even in control of your own thoughts and stuff. You just end up, you might see, like, people will see these people talking to themselves outside.
I seen a man talking to himself yesterday.
Right.
But I be talking to myself too, so I ain't going front.
I was just gonna say that. That's basically what we do anyway. So who's really crazy?
Yep.
That's like, check yourself when it comes down to that, because you gotta take a step back and be like, who's really controlling this thing, this vessel? That's a
real damn thing.
Right. Who is really controlling it? I'm only saying all this because I've been reading what's it, Power Now? But
Girl, why was I listening to that the other day too, The Power of Now? But that's a book that I keep on replay. Like, I've been listening to that book since I don't even know how many years. But I keep it in my Audible because it's a good ass book.
yes, it is. I have it in my Audible because,
It's a book you can always reference.
right, and it's just better for you to read Audible and everything I got going on.
Yep, it's a good ass reference book. So for anybody that don't know, just listening, that would like a good ass book, The Power of Now is definitely a good ass book.
Yeah, I got that, and I also got a lot of them. Letting Go. I also got Healing Shame, that binds you. I got a lot of them.
I be wondering why people be shameful though.
You what?
Why would you be shameful though? Cause some things like to to me, I feel like, again, maybe it's just society and the way they do things, but when you already know that God already know what you are and what you done, it almost seems like to me like if you let people shame you into anything, it's almost giving.
Well, a lot of this shame is developed in childhood. And when you're a child, you just going by what your parents did. No child comes out of the womb like, hey, what's up, y'all? I'm good. Let me go ahead and get this job together. Everybody comes out with a blank slate.
That's what I was going to say, but they don't come out with problems either. They come out clean. It's pure.
Right. But
so,
unfortunately, it's the environment, the influences that they grow up around, and not being attuned to your child, not even having that connection with your child. That's a big thing. That's how these kids grow up to have avoidant attachment issues or anxious attachment issues, meaning that they want to, and they don't know how to put their own boundaries down, or they become hypersensitive, or they live in a fantasy bond about how they think people should be, how they should be, because they're so used to living that life. Because at a very young age, they was denied how they wanted to grow and how they wanted to express themselves. And they just figured, well, that was the way mommy or dad or whoever the caregiver at the time was happy. So they figured, well, let me just make that person happy again. You know, you're a kid, you don't know that.
But not all kids are like that, because some people actually foster a healthy environment for their kids to grow.
No, I'm not saying that, but the childhood trauma is real too.
It is. But I be also thinking that people should realize they are now adults, and sometimes you can't hold on to the fact that now you're an adult making dumbass decisions from because we have to also be accountable for now.
Well, that's because they haven't accepted their healing. That's a whole other thing right now. I'm talking about the people who are on their journey and accepting their healing and doing the best they can. And unfortunately, they come to realize that they was making, even though they had good intentions, it's coming off the wrong way. So they still are working on themselves. A lot of this stuff, it's not going to be like an overnight or even a couple of months or even a year thing.
Yeah.
Some of these people are going to be dealing with this because they got so messed up as a childhood. Especially after 12 months for a baby. If you don't have that kind of connection with your child, it's really going to damage them for lifelong when they get an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be really even bad, put them behind the line when it comes down to developing relationships. Because they don't know how to really function in front of people. Or even have that conversation, or even just be able to be creative, embrace their creative side like they should.
Right.
They just gonna be so used to following the social structure of everything, or following what they think that's what, or I should just get this job because even though I hate it, I have to do it. Not realizing that, well, maybe you should just do something else that you really are passionate about.
I mean, people do that even in relationships too. Shit.
Yeah, it's in your mind for a reason. I feel like God put it. I'm saying all this, but meanwhile, back at real camp, I'm not even doing none of this. Stuff.
I mean, but at least that means you know it. That means at least you know it though, and you can apply it.
All the time. I guess somebody need to hear it, so whatever.
Somebody you need to hear it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I can't help but feel bad for the left out ones, because it's not an easy road. You're dealing with some tough things, and a lot of people are not so kind and forgiving to be understanding either. Now, like I said, there are some people who are not on a healing journey and who refuse to change, and they just feel like, well, I like to live this certain way, and I'm good. They don't want to have no relationships with people. They want to keep up this narrative of the narcissist or being covert narcissists, or they want to keep up the division or keep being by themselves, or we gotta make an escape plans and all, live in fear basically. You know, they want to do all that, but for those people who don't and who really want to walk in their heart space authentically, you know, it's very much hard. It's very much hard. But I also have hope that I feel like it's going to be a change. It's going to be a big change with the mindset of a lot of people. And it's either you're going to accept it or not. Even the way how we do money and, you know, the transactions and all that.
Well, what would we do? We could be saying, alright, what would we do if we didn't have money? Because literally, you heard the thing that they're trying to do with the digital currency. Meaning, you would only have a certain amount of money a month to be able to do, you know, your household thing. So they would give you money.
China already did it.
And you want to follow China? You want to follow a model from China?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, so what would you want to do?
I just say that we should not even be thinking about money at all. We should be able to be in a society. I know it's so hard to think about. Wait a minute.
But you have to give them an option though. What's the option?
We should be in a society to be supporting each other, to build each other up. Why can't we have that?
But how would it work? Because I mean, it would be great, but we still gotta have some structure.
Yes, but it'll be based on your skill.
Well, what if everybody don't got a skill?
Those people don't got a skill.
What about the old people? What about, you know what I'm saying? Like, something has to be given.
Those old people can still be able to live a good life, you know, and still have the care that we have. If we had the mindset to be like, oh, why don't we just take care of our old people?
We should. We should take care of old people. I agree with that.
We
should take care of everybody. But how do we get the shit in that would make it to where we could do all that, have free medical and everything else, and it be a utopian society, but then you realize we're still being puppeted. I don't see a way where we would be able to do that without us still being puppeted. So there has to be a form of like what you can do, because some people will overly produce and some people will underproduce.
Right.
So then what? I mean, because that's not going to be right that, you know, you do all the work and then somebody else fucking gets the credit for it. And it could just be a thing. Everybody, you know, does whatever, but something would still be off with that.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out, you got to give some type of reasonable exchange for that.
I mean,
because it would have to make sense.
You're right. I mean, honestly, that's always what I come to the brick wall about.
What? Trying to figure it out?
Trying to just
how it would work?
Can we get past that and have not so much conflict? Or is it this is just the reality that we're just dealing with?
I mean, the reality of it is that some of these things we are just dealing with, but the way the money is distributed and or the advantages or disadvantages should be a little different. Because to me, I feel like you know, we get targeted, and when I say me, I mean we get targeted. It is what it is. People will try to stop us from making a certain amount of money just because of your skin tone. That's not right.
Right.
It should be done. That I don't agree with at all, period. Because why is that a thing? If I can do the job, it shouldn't matter what color I am. If I'm efficient, it shouldn't matter what color I am.
Yep. I get it.
So that's one of the problems that I see. But there are advantages for everybody. So because somebody would say they're not disadvantaged, even though they are, of color. But how did you start off this life? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Everybody didn't have the same chances that somebody else had when they, were born into a family that already was wealthy. You see what I'm saying? But guess what?
Yeah.
That don't stop us from being able to go out and get something, because some people just don't have no hustle at all. And I feel like all they gotta do is give me free. Like, let me be able to go and do the thing.
Right.
Don't stand in my way. I'll do the work myself, and I'll be victorious. But when it's 9,000 things against you, saying, okay, well, let's only let her make this amount of money, or let's let her do, this only this amount of, work or whatever. That's a problem. Because why? If I'm able to do it, let me fucking do it. But to me, I feel like it is always a cap where something is done, under the guise of, oh, let's limit this group or this situation. Like, that's a real thing. That actually happens.
Right.
I think I can use all these damn.
And you're right. A lot of people don't have that hustle ability.
So if you were given a chance, would you do the work?
I would do the work because it's a bigger picture. It's bigger than being you. It's I just think it's big. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, bye. Thank you. Mommy's gonna mop the floor. That's why.
Because some of those things you can't help. Because to me, I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel like even the algorithm is fucking racist.
Yes, they are. It's already been proven.
But to hear them tell it is not.
It is racist. They got there's some peer-reviewed studies on it. And people actually went to court for it. So that's weird that people not actually acknowledging that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've been thinking that for a long time. I think AI racist too.
AI can be racist, especially because when I was taking HR in grad school, we talked about data mining, and basically data mining is like profiling, and that's racist as I don't know what, which you should not be doing anyway, but they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, and that's why you have a lot of people that just are automatically not selected when it comes down to the workforce. Like some people that have it real hard in the workforce compared to other people.
I heard a guy yesterday, a black guy, said they keep saying that they're hiring in places. Every time he goes for a job interview, he never gets hired. But meanwhile, they're saying they're hiring all over the place. So how are you hiring and not hiring at the same time?
There's that, and that's another thing. People don't know their rights too. You're federally protected under employment laws. If somebody said that, they actually could sue them because you have to have it equal and fair for all people.
But they would say that they just didn't hire that particular individual. So some of these things are probably hard to prove. You know what I'm saying?
This probably is, but they also gonna be banking on the fact that you don't know your laws. And I would really want to go and have the judge ask them why. Let's compare. Let's do an analysis. I mean, I would really go there. Now that I make y'all know now, when I was younger, I used to get yoked up like that too. And it adds to the stress, and adds to everything, and that's another thing. That adds to people being, mindlessly in the system. How these little tactics, even the workforce, it gets to a person, and then they get distracted, and then Oh, I'm not worried about all that. I'm just worried about trying to get a paycheck right now, you know?
Cause that's a real thing. They're just trying to survive. That's real shit.
Right. That's my point, though. That's what they want you to be like, zombies, and that's unfortunate because we live in a money-based society. So it's like, I guess a paradox in itself. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna make you a sandwich. Thank you. I'm trying to find it all. Thank you.
So I done made me some fish tacos. Cause I was supposed to be doing cooking videos, but apparently we doing both.
Oh, you on Twitch?
I'm on Twitch and my my Instagram just shut down.
Oh.
Which just deleted my damn video. But every time that shuts down, it deletes the whole fucking video.
Of course it does. Okay.
Cause why would it save it, huh?
Right. Of course.
That would be too much like the right damn thing to do.
Right. I mean, too convenient. Especially when you're talking about something good.
I mean, either way, I can kind of upload it to some different platforms anyway, though. But cause I done made me my salad, which I'm actually going to put this up and save the dressing that I made.
Stop.
I ended up putting the salad on top of taco.
Oh, that sounds good. I don't eat seafood, but it sounds good.
Huh?
I said, I don't eat seafood, but that sounds good. I made a salad last night.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
I don't know. I've been eating a lot of salad lately.
I mean, that seems to be the thing that I can eat. So, and it was fresh. It had mixed greens, cucumber, onion, cilantro, cheese. Mm-hmm. Because I ended up putting all of it on my taco. I used some lime, some fresh lime.
Oh, you finna have a Bahama breeze kind of lunch.
Girl, I already ate that. I ate that while we were talking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I've been over here stuffing my face while I was talking because I told you I didn't eat dinner last night.
Girl, that's all I've been doing. Just cooking at home. I haven't I guess last week we got a pizza, but otherwise than that, I've been cooking a lot lately.
Yeah, my son, he ordered from the Juicy Crab the other day. But yesterday we went and got some groceries. Yesterday we went and got groceries, so. I figured I should come and eat me some good food that I can cook myself, that I know is going to be good for me.
Yeah.
And mind you, the best thing is none of it got that smell on it, so that's good.
Good.
So that's how I know that's great.
So that must have just passed that whole smell situation there. Right?
Oh, it ain't over. So people still be getting smells. But for the most part, I feel like today it got under control a little bit because I told you the big vapor rub for some reason ended up helping. And I don't know why that was a thing, but it ended up being a thing.
Yeah, I saw that you said, you can lift this or something?
Yeah, it had it was menthol and something else. It's camphor. And camphor, you know, camphor comes in a like little tap.
That's right. That's what I told you. That's what I lit. And I saw mine. Well, I should not.
What?
I
Why'd you light it?
Because I felt like I needed to. And when I did, I stopped. Something stopped, and I stopped.
You should put it on a candle thing, like you know the thing that evaporates the wax. You should have did that.
I have my cauldron right here with my charcoal. See? I got that.
Oh well, because camphor is like wax it'll melt, right?
No, it's like a little tablet.
That's what I had tablets. They're like wax though.
No,
Are they white?
They're white though.
Let me see them.
They're not wet.
Oh, because I was going to say, I could have swore I had them. I thought they was wax, honey, because I was thinking you could have put them on one of them little candle warmer things.
But see,
and melted.
I got paranoid because you were talking about the smell and somebody was going to
No, camphor is actually good. That opens up your respiratory, but you do realize camphor is toxic too, right?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But
it does help, so there's that.
That's what I'm saying. It had helped a whole lot. That when I say it cleared out these spirits, it cleared it out.
You heard me earlier today say apparently camphor gets rid of entities. You heard me say that online. I mean, it was the
You probably don't remember, but I was just telling you.
I do, but I didn't know it was camphor. Camphor, but literally I said that today it was in the what's the Vicks Vapor Rub.
But I was like that. I didn't smell that, but my husband was like, it smells like fish. So that's what made
Camphor do not smell like fish.
And that's why I was like, I don't know why you smell like fish.
I don't know where he got that from. I mean, I don't know what it smells like when it's burnt, but
it doesn't smell like that though. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I was burning, but that's why I said that. Use your protection, cause and you was right, and I told you, I knew it, cause you even said it today in your reading that you I guess you got confirmation that somebody was trying to attack your readings.
well, nobody saw I'm trying to figure out why nobody saw the fucking thing. I put it up at 7:00. It was scheduled to go up in place of the reading, so that way y'all knew what was happening.
I saw it when you put it up.
Well, why ain't nobody else fucking see it?
I mean, it was like 5 lights at the time.
It was only 2 when I saw it.
Oh, well, I saw it, but I didn't,
Hold on, you saw that in the collective?
no, I saw it, yeah, cause you had, sent a link to it.
That was in the collective. It had been up since 7:00.
Okay.
That was late.
Cause
Y'all all saw it. Y'all all saw it late.
yeah. But a lot of your stuff, for some reason, it don't be notified.
You know why? It's the hate.
That's been a thing ever since I've been a member on your channel. I just started asking.
You know why? It's still the hate. But literally, the channel is growing like crazy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They jumped 100 subscribers overnight. So, something's happening. But God over cleaning and clearing.
Definitely cleaning and clearing. I'm trying to clean and clear my house right now. I gotta talk to you. You mop this floor.
No. I'm doing the same thing, but for some reason, I don't know, something been happening. I ain't got no complaints though, but I'm gonna figure it out. So,
Has it been good?
girl, everything been good. I mean, shit, except for all the crying purging shit, that I didn't like that, but shit, I guess it's good.
Hindsight is always
You know I can damn sure do without that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it be a thing. You can't tell God how to heal you.
Apparently, yeah. You're so right.
You just gotta go with the way it gets done.
So right about that.
So that's a real thing. Either way, we live, we learn, we grow. Hopefully, because you know some people don't.
Yeah, and that's also a real thing too. People just determined to be in their own thing.
Yep.
But not I.
And that's fine, because if that's what they want to do, that's on them. But
Yeah.
I choose to, you know, grow through what I go through.
Right. Hold on 1 second.